Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of What's Going On. I'm your host, Pastor Akin Bandele. I welcome you tonight to our program. It's been a couple of weeks. I know you were wondering what happened to me last Thursday. We were dealing with Hurricane Beryl, but I'm glad to be back with you tonight. Do me a favor. Why don't you gather your friends together? Help us to share the video. Invite your friends to join us tonight. Share the video and also, like and comment on this conversation tonight. If you have not followed us on Facebook, we'll appreciate it if you can follow us and be our friend on Facebook. And if you are watching on YouTube, uh, uh, please support us by just following us on YouTube and press the notification bell so that whenever we come live, you will be notified. So go ahead and join us on YouTube and join us on Facebook and let's talk tonight. I know, especially for everybody that has been affected by the Hurricane Beryl. Now, let me say this to you all. Grenada got it really bad, but by the time Beryl landed in Houston area, it was already just a Category 1. But it did a lot of damages, a lot of damages. Some people are worse than others. But before we start tonight, I just want you to know that we are praying for everybody that are still dealing with the aftermath of that hurricane. Even as of maybe a day ago, some people have just gotten their electricity back. That has been almost 10 days, 12 days without electricity. So even my neighbor just got their electricity back 2 days ago. So that means they lost electricity for over 10 days. That was a long time. But luckily for them, they have generators that was running 24/7 for them, running off of the natural gas. So that is a plus for them, but still it was very inconvenient. But let me say this to you, family. We thank God for life. We thank God for protecting us. If you are watching me tonight, you are blessed. If you are able to hear me tonight, you are blessed. If you're able to see me on your screen, you are blessed. If you are breathing and you can breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide, you are blessed. If you are able to eat your own food, feeding yourself and drinking your own water, you are blessed. Let's just count all our blessings and name them one by one. It will surprise you what God has done for us. So I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. I'm going to see if I'm going to wait just a couple of minutes to see if we are still waiting on anybody. If you are watching us, do me a favor, go ahead and just share the video, and have your friends join us tonight on this program. Have them join us tonight. My AV team going to let me know if I'm ready to go. Am I ready to go? Am I ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Do we have some of our friends joining us? I know some of them are joining us on Facebook.
Yes, sir.
Welcome if you are joining us on Facebook, and if you are on YouTube, thank you for joining us tonight. We are going to talk about the aftermath of the hurricane. We were affected in Houston. A lot of water, a lot of rain, storm water, a lot of trees and debris. Uh, People lost food, in their freezers, in their refrigerators. People lost trees. I have a neighbor that a tree fell on their house. I'm talking about, a 25-year-old tree literally uprooted and fell on part of their house. So, but thank God there was there was no casualties. So we thank God for that. But I know it's very stressful, especially when it comes to the cleanup. Cleaning up after a hurricane, it can be very challenging, and I can tell you that right now. And also time consuming, very challenging and time consuming. So we're going to talk about a few things tonight, a few steps you can take to begin the cleanup process. And then I'll tell you what happened to me personally in my home. I stayed up, tried to stay up for the hurricane. And maybe about 2:30 in the morning of that Monday, I fell asleep. And then I woke up around 5:30 when I started hearing a lot of commotion on my windows, all kind of noise, and the windows shaking, and literally the house was vibrating from the power of the wind that was blowing. And I kept hearing a lot of noise, a lot of crashing noise. But I didn't think nothing of it. I figured, it was just maybe tree branches hitting the windows and hitting the walls. And so around 7 o'clock Monday morning, I went out there and I thought, oh my God. I had 9 trees that had fallen all around my house, but they did not touch my house. It reminds me of the scriptures that says 1,000 will fall by your right side, 10,000 by your left side, it won't come near you. I mean, I had 9 trees fell around the property, but none of them fell towards my house. So I thank God for that. Even though, the trees they were old trees, they were, 25, 30-year-old trees. I'm talking about trees that are tall, like, 15 feet and 20 feet tall trees. Literally just got uprooted by that wind and it fell. So when I got out, I was looking around, I still had a lot of water on my property. All in my backyard, all in the front, on the side, a lot of water. It looked like a swimming pool looking out there. So, I had probably about a kind of half in the back full of water. And then on the sides, I would say I probably have almost 2 acres of water. Literally, because it was all filled. My house was like an island sitting in the middle of, surrounded by water. So I put on my boots and went out there and began to inspect the house. And I didn't think nothing of it. I saw all the trees, all the branches, all the debris all over the place. And then I looked on the ground and I saw some hardy plank. And that concerned me because hardy plank is what I use for the siding of my house on the 3rd floor. So I kind of back up and backing up, trying to see what was going on. And I looked up there, it scared me. Literally, the wind had blown off about 2 to 3 of those hardy planks. Just took them right off the wall. And God is so good. God stopped that hurricane wind because if that powerful wind had gone in through the space that was created, it would have ripped up the roof off of this house easily. It would have been a major damage. But you know what? After the hurricane ripped apart the hardy plank on the side of the house on the 3rd floor, I think the Lord just guided it away from my house, and it went on. So, I had a little bit of damage. Some water came into the 2nd floor of the house, and it wasn't major, So I thank God for that. I was able to call a friend of mine. I call him an angel. I was able to call a friend of mine, a member of our church, a deacon at our church, and he came right away. And he was able to go up there and get on the roof and able to fix it temporarily so that rain will not come in, and was able to seal that area for me. And now the cleanup began. Now remember, this happened on Monday, no electricity. Tuesday, no electricity. So I had to run my gasoline generator, 17 hours a day, just to keep all the freezers and my garage door openers and one air conditioner out of four AC. I got one, on the generator. And that one really did a lot of good work. It's 4-ton unit. Was able to power, my master bedroom, my other bedroom, and then the common area on the second floor of the house. And because of the vault of the house, that cold air came down. So the house was comfortable. And we have lights all over the house with the generator. So I thank God for that. And but then after about a day or two, it was time to start the cleanup. So I began to call around. So now, a week and a half later, I'm still removing tree branches. Even today, the company is still trying to remove branches. They had to cut all the trees that fell. They had to cut them in small pieces so that they could carry them, and they put them on the street right in front of my house. The front of my house right now, by the street, it looks like a jungle, just like a jungle. I mean, so, but I thank God. It's all, I would say they are 95% completed with hauling off all the trees that fell. But tonight, I know many of you probably got the stories that you can tell. If you were affected by the hurricane and you want to call to just talk to us and let us know what's going on in your world, the number to call is 713-777-5000. Again, the number to call is 713-777-5000. And I will be glad to take your call, and you can talk to us and let us know, amen, what is going on in your area, in your world, with the aftermath and the cleanup after the hurricane. Again, the number is 713-777-5000. 713-777-5000. Well, let me just give you a few steps that you might want to take to begin the cleanup process if you haven't already started. The first thing, you need to ensure safety. Safety is very, very important. Before going out there, I put on my high boots, rubber boots, with my jeans tucked up in it. I wanted to make sure I would not be bitten by snakes or by anything, out there or whatever. So I had those boots on. And also, I wasn't sure if there's any power line that may be down that still had power that could conduct electricity. So I made sure I protected myself against, being electrocuted. If you go out there in your flip-flops or barefooted or whatever, or in the socks, you are looking for trouble. So I made sure, I put safety first. So before starting the cleanup activities, make sure it is safe for you to do so. You want to make sure that, if the power is off, you want to make sure you put on good gears to be able to go out there, especially if you're going to walk in the water, so that you are not hurt by anything that might be in that water. Also, you need, just check for loose power lines. If you have power lines, still laying down, you cannot trust that there is no power in them. So just, check for loose power lines. One thing I did was, after I made sure there was no lines on my, on my property, I went to check my gas, my gas meter, to make sure I don't have any gas leaks. And then I walked around the house to make sure I have no structural damage to my property. So it's a good thing to do. So, walk around your house, look properly, look on your glass, the seals on the windows and all different things. Just make sure you look and check all around your house. Wear personal protective equipment. Wear gloves and goggles and masks to protect yourself. I had on, thick gloves. I had goggles, while I was going to where they were cutting the tree so that nothing would get in my eyes. Now, I didn't wear any mask because I was outside. So I really didn't wear any masks, but at least I wore some protective gears to protect my hand, to protect my feet, protect my eyes. So it is very important. Just remember safety first. Safety first. The number two, you need to document the damage. Take photos and videos of the damage caused by the hurricane. Now, this documentation will be useful for insurance claims and assistance applications. So if you need to apply for assistance from FEMA, or if you need to file a claim on your insurance, you need to make sure you take photos and videos of the damage caused by the hurricane. The more pictures you have, the more documentations you have, the better it will be for you to be able to file your claim. And also the pictures and the documentation will help you if you are applying for assistance from the government. If you have food that's spoiled, open that freezer, take photographs of how full your freezer was, and before you put them in the trash, and then take the picture of all the empty, the garbage bags, so that you have something to document all of this. And for many of you that are applying from FEMA, I was checking on their website. They were supposed to be issuing like $750 for people to get food, especially the ones that have food that are damaged in their freezers and refrigerators. These are just to help people. So we thank God for FEMA and the government agencies and all the churches that are helping to help people that are going through the aftermath of the hurricane. If you have a question or if you have a concern, or maybe you're still having issues and you need some help, feel free to call us while we are on live tonight. The number to call is 713-777-5000. Again, the number is 713-777-5000. I will take your call online, and you will go live with me tonight. All right, number three, you need to remove the debris. Clear any debris that may pose a safety hazard to you, such as fallen trees, branches, and damaged structures. Be very cautious when handling heavy objects and consider seeking professional help if needed. Now, I don't do chainsaws too well. I'm not a chainsaw guy, so even though I had a chainsaw and I got rid of it, I could have purchased another one, which I think I'm going to buy another one anyway, to just hand over to any help that I get if they need it. But I don't really use chainsaws, so I called a company that came out, and they gave me a bid. They gave me a quote, and they brought their chainsaws, and they cut all the trees and all the branches, and cut all the trees in chunks, and dragging them out to the to the street, so that hopefully they will pick them up sooner or later, because my street is now full. All my street is full of debris with branches and logs of wood and all that. So just make sure when you are carrying heavy objects and you are dealing with heavy debris, get some help. Get someone to assist you, a friend, a neighbor, or professionals that can help you with the cleanup. If you are just joining us tonight, welcome to this week's edition of What's Going On. What's going on is the cleanup after the hurricane. Many people in Houston, we are still cleaning up after the hurricane. So some people still don't have electricity. And this is going on 2 weeks. Some people still don't have electricity. So if you don't have electricity, you may need to try to find family members that have electricity, so that you can go out there and hang out with them and maybe stay with them temporarily. Don't stay in a house that has no electricity because of heat. You don't want to die, of heat, in your house. And also, because there's no electricity, if your house is wet, you might be prone to mold. So you may want to get some bleach spray or some mold spray and spray all around your house and where you have wet areas in your house. Just kind of spray it so that mold will not grow on your sheetrocks or in your house. Try to do as much as you can to prevent more damage to your house. So tonight we are just talking about ideas and things you can do even as we all begin the cleanup after the damages that the hurricane did in Houston. Number 4, you need to inspect the property. Assess the damage to your property, including the roof, windows, doors, and walls. Make temporary repairs, such as covering broken windows or damaged roof to prevent further damage of water intrusion. That's what I did on that Monday. By Monday evening, I had somebody come out to do a temporary repair on my siding. The hardy plank was put back and nailed back and screwed back in and kept in place to avoid rainwater getting in, more rainwater getting in. And then I'm waiting for my ceiling on the second floor. There's a room right there under where the water came in. I'm waiting for that ceiling to dry some. So after it dries, I'm going to put a kilt over all that because it's not really soaked down wet to where I need to remove the sheetrock. But it is damp. So I'm going to wait until it dries totally, and then I'm going to kilt it. I'm going to apply kilts. You can buy those at Home Depot, very inexpensively. Just buy you a gallon. That's what I'm going to do. Just buy a gallon of kilts, and I'm going to apply it to that ceiling and wait another maybe 3 or 4 days. Then I'm going to go back and apply my paint to paint them back so that it can look nice the way it used to look before the hurricane. Amen. So I inspected my windows to make sure I have no cracked glass. I found water seeped in under some of those window sills. And by the 3rd day, it was already actually trying to grow mildew. So my wife and I, we got some bleach water. We put gloves on, and we applied bleach water all around those windows. And we cleaned up. We opened the window, cleaned up all the debris, things that may have been stuck in the window frames. We cleaned them all out, cleaned all the frames of the window so that we can prevent more damage to the house. I also checked my garage door, okay, to make sure something is not jarred loose by the wind. Then I checked the front door and the back door of the house. Some water seeped in, and I cleaned it all up, and I sprayed it down with bleach and cleaned it up again so that everything will be dry. So please just check all that. Check your windows, check your doors, and check your roof. My roof is only a year old. I put a new roof on my house last year, brand new roof, 30-year roof last year, so the roof held out. I'm still going to get the roofers to come out just to inspect all the perimeter of the roof. I'm going to have them go on top of the roof and check it, or fly their drone to check to make sure I don't have any lifted shingles on my roof. But from what I can see from outside, the roof stayed intact. Now, another thing you need to be worried about, the downspout, the gutters around your house. I got mine cleaned out. It was a lot of debris in there. Because if you don't clean them out, when it rains again, the water will not flow and it will overflow, across the sprout and also the gutters. It will overflow and will mess up the brick on your house. So I had the one that was having problems, issues at my house, I have those cleaned out. And one more thing I need you to check check your air conditioner. You will be surprised because at our church, we had 5 air conditioners on our roof, and 3 of them were actually shaking really bad. They shook up real bad to where the covers of these huge 12.5-ton ACs and 7-ton ACs, the covers flew off. That wind ripped the covers off of the AC, and they were laying on the roof. So, the AC wasn't working properly, so I went on the roof with the AC person, and the covers were all on the floor of the roof. So he picked them up, checked all he checked everything on the AC units and put the covers back for me and screwed them back and all that. And the ACs are working. So at your home, check your ACs. I check all mine to make sure I didn't have any wire loose, I didn't have any debris that's falling in there, that I didn't have any damage to the evaporator coil on the outside unit. So, or my compressor, whatever. I check all that. I check all the units to make sure everything is okay. So check all that around your house while you are doing your cleanup. Number 5, you need to clean and disinfect. Thoroughly clean and disinfect all areas affected by flow water or sewer water backup or sewer backup. You need to use appropriate cleaning solutions and follow safety guidelines. Wear gloves, please. Wear protective goggles. And after you do all this cleanup, make sure you take off all those clothes and get them washed, real well in hot water, so that you don't take in bacteria and all that. So also, while you are cleaning around your house, which I have not done mine yet, I'm waiting for things to dry out some. I'm going to pressure wash my driveway. I'm going to pressure wash all around my house, all around the foundation, because it's dirty from all that debris and the mud from the grass and all that. So I'm going to wait until things dries down a little bit. Then I'm going to pressure wash around the house and also pressure wash the driveway and also the backyard. I'm going to pressure wash that slab out there. So just clean up as much as possible to prevent mold coming in your house, and try to disinfect everywhere you can. All right? Now, dry out the space. If you have any wet areas like I did, it wasn't a whole lot, but I make sure I left the AC on while it was on generator the first 2-3 days. I left the AC on to continue to circulate the air in that room so that it would dry up. So if you have a lot of wet space in your house, make sure, or if you have sheetrocks that fell and things like that, make sure they all clean out all the wet sheetrocks. Clean them all out and dry out the space. Use fans, humidifiers, and you can even open your windows to promote drying and prevent mold growth. If you have any wet carpets, remove them right away. If you have any wet furniture, remove them. You can't take them outside because it's still kind of wet and it's still raining almost every other day since the hurricane. Like today, it's still rain. So you may just need to open the windows, when it's not raining, and turn the fans on to just kind of move the air around your house. You want to promote drying. Any wet area in your house, you want them to dry to prevent mold growth in your house. Again, don't forget, if the carpet is wet, remove the carpet. Okay? Call a carpet company. They will remove the carpet. They may peel it back if it's not damaged too much and put humidifiers and fans. They will dry it out. They might have to replace your padding under the carpet. And if they have to, so be it. It's better than having a dry padding than having a wet padding under your carpet, because again, you will create mold in your house. And any other items that you cannot salvage, try to get them thrown out. Throw them away. Throw them out of your house. If you have any wet, clothes or wet towels or shingles that are wet and are cut out, pack them all in a bag, and get them out of your house. Again, if you are just joining us, you wonder what we're talking about. This is Pastor Akin Bandele on this week's edition of What's Going On. We are talking about the aftermath of the hurricane that just happened in Houston just a couple of weeks ago. We are still cleaning up. It was only a Category 1 hurricane. I wonder what would have happened if it was Category 2, 3, or 4. So again, we thank the Lord for life and a few damages here and there. We'll spend time to clean up and do what we can do. Okay? Also, you need to check your utilities. Inspect electrical, gas, and water systems for any damage. Check your computer system. By the way, for instance, my computer systems at my home have what is called a battery backup. Each one of them has a battery backup. Also, at the church and at my computer office, I have battery backups on all the equipment. But guess what? I've been checking every one of them. 2 of my battery backups are messed up because of the hurricane. So surges probably came in when the light was going on and off. So it damaged the battery backup. So I'm going to have to replace those. I just found out one today at my office when I went by my office today that one of my computers was not on. And it's usually on 24/7. So I tried to turn it on. It didn't turn on, and I did diagnostics. I found out I actually have a bad battery backup. So I'm going to be replacing that just to get that computer back up and running. So check your computers. Check your refrigerators. Check all your electricals in the house and your gas, your stove. Check that. Your dryer, your washer, whatever you have in the house that are running on electricity, that you lost electricity back and forth when the hurricane was happening. If you didn't have a battery backup, you might have lost your computer motherboard or the power supply. And if that's the case, by the way, I have a computer company that can help you. If you need a computer repair, if you need to replace your power supply, you need to fix your battery backup, you need to replace a motherboard, a video board, whatever, or memory, whatever it might be. The number to my computer company is 713-777-5776. 713-777-5776. SciComm Technologies. And we will send a technician out there to help you to fix your equipment. It's not going to be free. You're going to be charged for it. But when you call, we'll give you the charges. And if it's caused by the hurricane, you can ask for 20% off. I will give you 20% off on your computer repairs. And I'm going to open it up for the rest of the month. For the rest of the month of July, you will get 20% off of your computer repair bill. The damages that's caused by a hurricane. Even if it's not caused by the hurricane, maybe it just happened after the hurricane, you will still get the 20% off. The number to call for SciComm Technologies, the computer company, is 713-777-5776. All right? So don't forget, number 7, check utilities. Inspect your electricals, your gas, your water systems. I check my water filtration system outside my house. And I also check my septic tank. I have an aerobic septic tank. So, septic system rather. So I check my aerobic septic system to make sure it's working okay. I check my sprinkler system in the back of the house. You need to just check everything. You're going to find stuff that's broken that you might not even know now, that you're going to find out later. Just make sure you check everything that you can. You need to also, number 8, dispose of waste. Properly dispose of all waste and hazardous materials. Okay, you need to separate your debris into categories such as, like tree branches or vegetative waste, or if it's a construction debris like sheet rocks and things like that, or maybe household hazardous waste. You need to separate them. So the way I did mine, all the trash that come from food or the trash that we had before the hurricane, that's on one trash bin. And then the tree trunks and the tree trunks that are cut in small chunks, those were separated on one side so that it would be easy when they come to pick them up to be able to pick those up with their equipment to get them disposed of. And then all the branches, we cut them. I didn't cut them. The guy that was working chopped them all up and put them in bundles so that when they come to pick them up, it would become easier for them to pick up. So dispose of waste properly so that, and be very careful, especially if you have a lot like I do, because in my area, we've seen snakes, water snakes, cottonmouth and different things like that in our area. So just be careful that the debris is not too close to your house. Mine is right by the street. So when I drive in, literally, even when I'm backing out of my driveway now, I have to stop and check to make sure, or for the oncoming traffic, because my debris are so high that I can't even see when I'm backing up. So I have to back up, stop at the end of my driveway, and check properly and slowly back up before I back up into the street. Because people cannot see you and you cannot see them. If you have a lot of debris from the branches, from the trees that you put in front of your house, just be careful while you are going back into your house and backing out of the driveway to make sure you check. Don't be in a hurry. Just check. And one thing I also want to mention, there's been a lot of mosquitoes. Man, I drove up today and I'm telling you, they greeted me by the hundreds. And I hurried up, ran into my garage, got my spray, and I went back to my truck and I sprayed the whole truck. Because they really just ambushed me when I drove up. As soon as I drove up, I don't know if they smelled blood or what. Man, my entire truck was covered by mosquitoes. So I let them have it. I sprayed all around, and then I let them all die. Then I went out there. There was no mosquitoes around my truck anymore. So I took off things out of my truck that I needed to get out of the truck. So anyway, just be careful when you are going in and out of your car, when you are driving in to your driveway and backing out. Just make sure you are very careful. Last but not the least, number 9, you need to seek assistance. If you need help with the cleanup process, reach out to local government agencies. Reach out to local government agencies. Reach out to non-profit organizations. Reach out to volunteer groups that provide disaster recovery assistance. They will help you. Don't try to do it all by yourself. We need you to be around and healthy. Okay? Call for help. Call for, seek assistance. It may be financial assistance to help you with the cleanup. It may just, call the government, the local government agencies, call the non-profit organizations, all the volunteer groups around your city, around your area that are providing disaster recovery assistance. Call on them. See what you can get to help you. Well, I don't know if they have any questions tonight, but I'm going to see. Let me go on social media to see if I have any comments or any questions. I don't see any right now. My AV team, do we have any questions, any comments that I may need to address tonight, whether it's on YouTube or on Facebook? I don't see any on Facebook. Do you all see any on YouTube right now? Just check for me to make sure we don't have anyone that have any questions for us on YouTube. And if you do have questions on YouTube, we want you to just call us. You can call 713-777-5000, 713-777-5000. I want to thank my beautiful wife, Lady Betty. Good evening. I know she's with me. Hakim 18. Thank you for joining us. Jean, thank you for joining us. Alice, thank you for joining us. Mrs. Roberts, thank you for joining us. Tasha Evans, thank you for joining us tonight. Genevieve, thank you for joining us. Genevieve said, hope everyone had a good week and we all have power. We got the power of the Holy Ghost. But I don't know if some people still don't have electricity. As of Tuesday and Wednesday, I got calls from some of our members that said the electricity went off again. They had electricity, they had power, and electricity went off again for another day. So if you don't have power, reach out for help, reach out for assistance, and there's so many people that can help, so many organizations that are available to help. Alice, what about the homeowner? What do you mean by the homeowner? What about the homeowner? If you own a home, and you most likely you have a homeowner insurance, depending on your deductible. If your deductible is high as mine, don't bother about filing a claim. I'm telling you right now. So check your policy to see what your deductible is. I mean, even with my roof that I replaced over a year ago, the insurance company did not pay for anything. I mean, my roof cost me $28,000 to replace. $28,000. And the insurance did not pay a single dollar. Sometimes I wonder why we have this insurance, which I've talked about it before on my program. I was talking about they almost look like it's a repo for, that you pay for all of this insurance, but you cannot use them. So for me to be able to file a claim, I mean, I would have to have over $26,000 worth of damages to be able to file a claim. So you need to check your policy to make sure if you're able to file a claim on your insurance. But I know FEMA is helping. FEMA is helping people. They are giving people some assistance for cleanup, assistance for food. I was told by a friend of mine that they were sending $750 to help people with food, people that lost food in their freezers and refrigerator. One of my friends called me yesterday and told me she backed out of the application because they were asking for an arm and a leg. He said they were just asking for way too much information to get $750. So he said he just let it go. He didn't even bother with it. So I'm not going to bother with it either. I don't have time for that foolishness. They can keep their money. They can keep their $750 and give it to people that need it more than I do. That's the way I look at it. There are people that need that money for food more than I do because, there are people that lost everything in their refrigerator and in their freezer. So they need it more than I do. So I pray they're able to get it from FEMA to help them with their food. So again, thank you all so very much. Alice, thank you very much for your comment and for joining us tonight. If anybody else has any questions, go ahead and feel free to ask. And if you want to call, I don't know why many of you are afraid to always call. You can call 713-777-5000. I will put you on air. We'll hear your voice. You can ask your questions. You can give your comment directly so that I don't have to read your comment. So again, if you are brave enough to call, 713-777-5000. I will take your call and we'll put you on air with me to ask a question or to make your comments. All right, family, my time is almost up tonight. If you have any questions, again, go ahead and type your question and I will endeavor to answer your questions. Just remember, we are talking about cleanup after the hurricane. In case you are just joining us, okay, I see somebody calling right now, so I'm going to take that call. Hold on, okay? All right. Uh, Tasha, you are on air. How you doing? We can hear you. Speak louder. Uh, uh, I can hear you, but you have to speak a little louder or turn your speaker off. All right. Okay, go ahead. Ask your question. Okay, Tasha, go ahead. Slow down a little bit. A lot of my viewers and they like to hear what you were saying. So we know people went in to file, to just kind of file for emergency disaster help. So start us, take us from the beginning again. What happened when you filed? So that's a phone number that you call, right? So you call 211, okay? Go ahead. Okay, let me put that on. You say www dot. Okay, I'm typing it right now. www dot your your Texas Texas benefits.com or .gov. .com. Okay. I just posted the website on our. Thank you, Tasha, for that, for helping us out. For all my viewers that are watching, I just pinned the link is www.yourtexasbenefits.com. Go ahead, Tasha. Go ahead. Okay. As long as you're able to log into www.yourtexasbenefits.com. You can do it on your laptop, you can do it on your desktop computer, you can do it on your phone, you can do it on your Apple iPad, you can do it on your any equipment that you have to be able to get on the internet. You should be able to file for some assistance. Again, www.yourtexasbenefits.com. I want to thank Tasha for that information. Go ahead, Tasha. Any other comments or advice or that you got information that you got from them? Okay, so people have till August 8th to actually file. Okay, all right, all right. Well, Tasha, thank you so much for being such a great help and also being able to give our viewers this information tonight and really, pressing your way to be able to call on the line tonight to talk to our viewers. I thank you so very much. God bless you. God bless you. You did you have any damage to your property or to where you live? Do you have any damages to your place? That is crazy. That is
For
crazy, Tasha.
yes,
Wow.
yes, sir.
You pay
Because
five hundred dollar deductible for them to help you with $150 worth of food.
absolutely that is sense. So, and he agreed.
That is crazy.
Other than that, I was without lights for 6 days, almost 7 days, because it came on the sixth day that night.
Okay.
Uh, and I also was out with lights with the tornado before for 4 days, so it was like two back to back for me. I'm like, so yeah.
Well, I've been through several hurricanes myself at my house. And
Yes,
let me tell you, it is not fun. It is not fun. Thank
yes, sir.
you so much, Tasha, for calling and for being a friend of what's going on. Always join us every Thursday with thank you. Make
Much
sure you
love.
like and comment and share the video. God bless you, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh,
Bye bye.
too. Bye bye.
Yeah, thanks to Tasha for calling us tonight on the program. We want to thank her for joining us. I have another caller calling. Let me take the next caller tonight. Caller, you are on the line with Pastor Akin on what's going on. Okay, that is Jamal. Jamal, I think he hung up. All right. Uh, well, I believe that's all we have. I don't see any other comments on tonight. We want to thank all our callers tonight for calling us. We thank you for joining us tonight on this week's edition of What's Going On. We've been talking about the aftermath of the hurricane and the cleanup process. We just kind of gave you 9 guidelines that you can use to help you clean up and also just to stay safe. Well, family, I love you all and I'm praying for you. This is where we are going to end our program tonight on this note. Well, until next week on this same channel, YouTube and Facebook, this is yours truly, Pastor Akin Bandele, saying good night. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Bye bye.